Hey, everybody, welcome in. We are enjoying our brief summer break here. I sure hope everyone out there is as well. Looks like we'll be back before the 4th of July holiday. Got a lot of comments the last couple of weeks about our Vacation Bible School episode from last year. That thing has taken on a new life as another summer's here. We appreciate all the new listeners, so for no real reason, we're going to revisit the most downloaded podcast of the series so far, a heartwarming tale about a strange day at my middle school. Speaking of the Vacation Bible School episode, we have Chad Goucher on this one as well. Stick around to the end where we do what all lazy podcasters do, beg for your money. Thanks for listening. See you soon. All right, here we go. This is the episode I've been wanting to do since I started the podcast. I got an old buddy from high school, Stacy Kill, that really encouraged me to do the podcast just for this episode. And the reason she knows about it, because she had mentioned something in a comment on one of my Facebook posts about this subject. She sent me some photos that I asked for from our 8th grade yearbook. Well, among the pictures I asked for was our boys' basketball coach for some reason. Yeah, a good reason. We're going to talk about my 8th grade year at Highland East Middle School in Moore, Oklahoma. And we're going to do that with an old buddy that was there, Chad Goucher. Hang on. All right. Hey, Chad, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, Scott, man, this is awesome. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to talk about an odd academic year for the lucky kids in Moore that lived on the east side and went to Highland East. Quick fun fact about Stacy, what I just said, she sent me the artwork for, the autograph pages that's on the podcast's artwork. So that's from her Central Mid-High yearbook.
Nice.
That helps. All right, for those not acquainted with the time frame we're talking about, this is early 1986. Chad and I are both students at Highland East. I'll set the stage for you. Top movies at the time: Money Pit, Ferris Bueller, Three Amigos. Number one song in the country that week was Carrie from Mr. Mister. So you're back there.
Oh, dude, that's gold.
That is gold. That should be in an episode.
We had no idea how good it was.
Chad, you could not be more right. So it was a strange academic year for me anyway. I was out for 6 or 8 weeks recuperating from a knee surgery because junior high football is really important. You should give all your ligaments to it.
Yeah, I'm sure that had something to do with the amazing health conditioning nutrition programs that we had at the time.
Yeah.
That were very injury preventative.
Salt tablet, rub some dirt on it, and I don't know, some water, maybe.
Yeah. Max out your bench press, go to Mazzio's and carb up, and you're ready to go.
I cannot believe that Mazzio's on 12th and Broadway is still open. They were like, it was like Gone with the Wind when they're looking at out over all the dead soldiers and that sad music when we left.
Yeah, but that was prepping for the game, man.
That was important. So again, I was home 6 or 8 weeks. There's only so much Sally, Jesse, Raphael. And for some reason, HBO played back-to-back Rhinestone. Remember that movie with Dolly and Sly?
Oh, and Sylvester Stallone. So good.
It was okay. It was plentiful.
So good.
Every day that thing played. So I used to have it memorized. So again, the weird year we're talking about, there was a teacher killed at Central in a big, like a carjacking that went bad. Well, the carjackings ever go good? I think it's bad to start with. But that didn't affect us really, but it was kind of weird knowing one of the teachers was gone. I remember sitting in class when they rolled in that TV they called it the media center. It's a library. And it had the straps on it so it wouldn't fall off because it's so top heavy. Yeah. And we watched those intrepid space shuttle astronauts get blown to bits.
Yeah, Miss Ricketts' science class.
Mr. Stoll's science class.
Yeah.
And it's just, we carry that, everybody across the country in school that watched, it's going to be a teacher for the first time. And we all watched it and like, that did not go well. Because if there was one generation to have to witness that, we were it.
Oh, yeah, it had to be
Yeah,
us.
all the jokes the next day, it's like we took it pretty wink well. Like, "Oh, it's national
Yeah.
tragedy. Also, pizza for lunch today."
Exactly.
Alright, so,
Exactly.
so Space Shuttle, that was the end of January. I remember everybody went home and Reagan made the great speech, "Touch the sky." It was, uh, weirdly unifying, but that's kinda what we did in the country. Let's move on a month. February, at that point, you were thinking, "You know what? It's easy to assume that the big thing for this year was over. Space Shuttle." So we had time to recoup, but not much. Chad, do you wanna tell the folks about our 8th grade year of the 2nd semester?
Man, it was crazy. Um, I'd forgotten that the space shuttle was that close to the events that we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah, it's that
Um,
was some year.
yeah, I think I'm getting PTSD right now as I remember back on that. Um, yeah, crazy. So, yeah, we were in the midst of basketball season. We had just shown up with a, stellar, opening game early or, it'd been late January. We thought we were pretty awesome playing the boys from the suburbs. We got put in a tournament downtown area and played Lawton Eisenhower and got run out of the gym.
Shocking.
And yeah, I think we were in, it was our 8th grade year. And I think half the guys on the other team brought their children with them to the game. And they had just come from voting and shaving and,
Oh,
driving. They were all, it was the first time we ever
man.
saw someone dunk in the warm ups. We were scared before we even started.
Oh, man. That's
So,
oh, we
yeah,
gosh, that's tough. Well, let
you
me
remember how big Monty Rumsey was?
yeah.
And he would have been a point guard on this team.
I
It was
remember
crazy.
going to the games in high school, and there was a chant that started where they were telling Monty just to tackle. Just tackle him when
Yeah.
he was guarding somebody. All
Yeah,
right.
just hit somebody. He was an enforcer.
Well,
That was good.
I'm gonna get yeah. It was the curly perm. So I'm gonna lift the curtain on this. I posted on Facebook in November of 2010, and it was a simple post. It says, "Does anyone else that went to Highland East in the mid 1980s know what it means to Porterfield someone?"
Dude.
And
Oof.
there are some replies.
I can only imagine. I
S-
haven't seen it, but I can only imagine.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here.
Wow.
Adam Fuller was heard to
Yeah.
remark, "Who knew he was better at baseball than basketball?"
Oof.
So I'll tell the story.
Oof.
We- I go to school one day and I find out one of our teachers is going to resign because the day before after school, he beat his wife to death with a baseball bat. I don't know another way to put that.
Yeah, there's no gentle way to say that.
So he was this amiable bald guy at the end of the hall. It was next door to my English class. I never had him as a teacher. I've spoken to uh, I can't count the number of people who said, "Yeah, he was my teacher and he was great." So what was he like as a coach?
I never had him as a teacher. He never raised his voice. He was just kind of this mild-mannered guy.
Well,
I mean,
he had another outlet for his anger.
well, apparently that's what I was going to say. He was releasing his frustrations elsewhere. Um, but I don't ever remember him like screaming at like any one individual. He would yell at all of us as a team, but I don't remember him doing any of that kind of
Well,
stuff.
thank
And it was
God.
just like it was crazy. The way I heard about it was my dad woke me up that morning. The morning after it happened because I guess it was all over the news.
Yes.
Early in the morning. Um, he woke me up, and this was my dad's comment was, "I don't think you're going to have practice today." That was, I mean, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like,
Dads.
"Well, dads, right?" He's just like, "I
So
don't think you're
great.
going to have practice today." And so then he said, "You come in here and watch the news." And so go in there, and it's the local newscast, and of course it was that's all they were talking about on the news. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Well, that was a big
So
year. I saw it that morning as well, and I don't know if it was before or after a guy that went to my church, a guy named Paul Busheron. He was like the B team for weather on Channel 9. Do you remember him?
I don't know.
Well, he went on a cursing F-bomb tirade one morning on live TV, and he got asked to not work there anymore. And he didn't show up at church either after that. But I don't know if it was pre or post PB, but I watched. I think my dad's the one that told me, and it was like, whoa, that's the guy in the windbreaker.
Yeah,
And so I went to school. I got on the bus, and everybody knew about it before we went to school. And I remember there wasn't an announcement. It seems like they would have addressed that. Now they would have had grief counselors in the hallway.
yeah. No, and we did have practice that day. I
Did you
mean,
really?
yeah, Coach Dwiggins, he filled in. He came over from wherever he was at.
Uh,
I don't know what he was doing at the
no,
time.
he came over from some cave.
Yeah, and
That guy.
so he's like, he pulls me over to the side, and he's like, "Goucher, who are the starters, and how long does practice usually last?"
Whoa.
That's what he asked me. There was no real mention of anything, and
Did he
just
provide
like,
proper grief counseling, Tom DeWiggins?
well, yeah, it was like, "Hey, we're going to do some, we're going to do some 2-line layups, and we're going to do figure 8 drill for about 30 minutes, and we'll shoot free throws." I mean, it was something like that.
Is
It was
wild.
just, but yeah, there was no real mention of it. There was no. We were all just like,
So depending on
"Holy cow!"
depending on where your birthday fell in the school year, you were either 13 or 14. And
Yeah,
you came to school and they said, "Hey, your coach, he's gonna quit. Quit coaching? No, quit being outside of prison." See, he
yeah, right.
killed his wife
Yeah,
last night.
yeah.
Really? All right, so I've got some inside scoop. His next door neighbor at the time actually went to school with us, Chad. I didn't know this. I found this out through that Facebook post.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Tiffany
yeah,
King.
yeah.
She has graciously allowed we talked for a while. I recorded it. We made an interview for this podcast just so it can truly give details that I flat out just didn't know. So I'm going to play that now. Of course,
Right.
your name is Tiffany or Jennifer or Becky.
Right.
And, I'm one of 500 Scots from our high school. So if you're a dude, you're Scott, Brandon, or Shane. So, I guess they just gave parents baby books with like 10 possible names back then.
Correct.
So tell me, I've got a list of questions, but the first one just kind of comes down to what the hell, man?
Right. I think he taught civics, which I can remember him talking about subjects relating to civics, which is ironic. And then
Yeah,
he goes and offs his wife.
yeah, he did. Little background here. Tiffany lived in the house next door to Coach. And Tiffany, tell us about that day.
Somebody beat on the door frantically. We had just the glass door closed, and I went to the door first. And when I got to the door, it was Mr. Porterfield. He had a bloody sweatshirt on. So I'm talking a big circle of blood on the sweatshirt itself, from what I remember, and blood speckled on his head, almost like a splatter. And my first thought was somebody was harming him, like he was in the middle of being murdered. So I immediately shaking and unlocked the door to let him in. And when I opened the glass door, I said, "Come in, come in, come in." And he said, "No, come out." He said, "My wife's been hurt."
Well, now, to be fair, she was hurt.
Right. He said she fell hanging curtains, and, you know, being the smart teenager I was with all of these life-saving skills, took off out the front door with him and hollered to my parents to call the police or call an ambulance.
He said she fell hanging curtains.
He did.
She fell and just beat the hell out of herself on the way down off the ladder, I guess.
Right. I think that was his initial story that he came up with. So I ran out, and I'm surprised that my parents let me, but they hadn't seen him the way our entry hall was. The living room was around the corner. So I run over with him, go in the front door, and mind you, the house next door was one of my best friend's homes that they were leasing to him. So I knew the house well anyway because I'd been in it before, but um, she was lying right at the end of the entryway, beginning of the living room, motionless. I probably hadn't really ever seen anybody that was dead. So I think I just looked at her and thought, I don't think I thought she was dead, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm being a nurse for this long that she was dead. But he just started to say, I've worked on her for 30 minutes. I've been doing CPR. Um, I think about that time my dad came in. Then my mom came in, and they both told me and my sister to go in the house and lock the door because my
So hang
mom.
on a
Oh,
second.
go ahead.
He said
Uh-huh.
that he had worked that he was doing CPR trying to revive her to bring her around.
He said, I've been working on her for 30 minutes.
I'll say you should read the autopsy
Yeah.
report.
Yeah. So,
Oh God.
yeah. But when my mom,
Or you just walk in and think, God, you're terrible at CPR. This you don't do it with a bat.
exactly, or a gash to the head. She did have a gash to the side of her forehead. So, I mean, we couldn't see the broken bones. I mean, I know that there were several, but all I knew is that she was laying there motionless. Don't remember if her eyes were open or not. I think I tried to get all that out of my head, but my mom came in and said, my mom said her initial thought was this wasn't an accident. So she told my sister and I to go back in the house and lock the door. Well, that was great because as the police showed up, they all came to our house and kind of congregated in the living room, making phone calls and using our home phone for things. So I'm
So
pretty
you
sure
said
they
he didn't. He came over to call the police. Like he didn't have a phone.
I don't think that they did. I don't think they had
Well,
ever
so
turned
what
on
they
a
have
home
dirt
phone.
dirt floors and like what
No,
what's going on over there?
yeah, I don't remember looking into it. I mean, I just thought it was strange that the detectives and police department were in our living room, and that we were. I mean, my sister was in elementary school, so we were just kind of standing around listening to all these calls.
Well, I can't
So
imagine your first thought was not to grill this guy on why he didn't have a phone when there's a woman laying in her own blood dead in the living or in her bedroom.
right,
Maybe all right, maybe there were more things to do at the time that gets a pass. So what
right.
happened what happened after that? Like the police took a statement from you, I assume?
Yeah, our whole family, we just kind of had to. I don't think they took a statement from me per se, but I think they asked us a few questions. We knew that, if I remember right, I think they landed a helicopter and flew her out. Um, I'm sure he went and left to go to the hospital, but his kids didn't show up till probably 8 or 9 o'clock. They had the houses roped off or taped off, and they were looking. We both had swimming pools, so they were talking about dragging the swimming pools. I'm pretty sure they did the one at the home they were renting. They didn't make it to ours because I think they found the bat and a change of bloody clothes behind. There was a field right behind both of our houses. That was the open field area, right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think once they found the weapon, they stopped doing this search. But when his kids came home, pretty much everybody was gone. And I remember my dad walked out to their car and told them, your mom's been hurt. You need to go to the hospital.
Well,
So,
I've heard conflicting reports that there was a fight and she attacked him, which I don't care if she had a machine gun pointed at him. You don't beat your wife to death with a bat. So, but who knows why and how or cares? It's just good night. According to the police report, they didn't charge him with first degree murder, or that wasn't the charge because it was yet to be determined if she died as a result of hitting her head on the corner of the bed frame
or from the baseball bat, which what a distinction. Like she's not fighting for her life and falling against the bed had it not been for the bat. Like who cares?
Right. Yeah, which one was it? What caused what?
If you grew up when we did, chances are your best memories are sitting on a VHS tape somewhere. Birthday parties, family reunions, even that first camcorder Christmas morning. But those tapes don't last forever. That's where the Digitize Center comes in. They convert your old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, reel-to-reels, photos, slides, smoke signals into high-quality digital files, so you can actually watch them again and again and share them with the people who matter. Don't let those moments fade away in a box in the attic. Not the people, the milestones, not the memories. Head over to thedigitizecenter.com, check out thousands of 5-star reviews, and make the call to preserve your story. Use promo code FREENIGHTS for 60% off your order. That's FREENIGHTS for 60% off. Bring those memories back to life before they're gone for good.
Yeah, and that was a report from the Oklahoman. I read that. And that's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
goofy.
like I said, our friends owned the home next door, so the initial story that we got was that they did get in an argument. She pushed him through the bedroom window, and he came back inside infuriated and proceeded to take a bit. Actually, the initial story was she had the bat first, then he got the bat. So, they called it a crime in the heat of passion type of, well, he was so mad he couldn't control himself, but and in
She
that
shoved the guy through. Uh-huh.
bedroom was a waterbed. So, the waterbeds have the hard wood frames.
Oh yeah.
So that's what they were saying, was that she possibly broke her neck on that waterbed frame. But, I know we all got subpoenaed. I had to go to court at probably the ripe age of 14 and testify. So that was a little intimidating. And I think I missed
Oh
school
my.
for a couple of days just processing it all.
I
But
bet.
yeah, now that you look back and you're like, wow, that really happened when I was in junior high. And that wasn't a bad neighborhood. That wasn't like
Oh no.
you didn't hear about crime all around our junior high school. But when I tell people, oh yeah, well, guess what happened when I was in junior high? They kind of look at me like, where did you grow up? Moore, Oklahoma.
Well, I just think it's remarkable that I've mentioned it to people that we've gone to school with, and they'll say, "Oh yeah." I mean, I think a lot of that's generational. Like latchkey kids just kind of don't give a crap.
Probably. It's pretty mind-boggling because you do watch the crime stories now or TV and they dramatize it, and I'm like, I I think it bothered me. I think it changed me a little bit, but I think after the fact, I probably put it out of my mind so much that you don't even realize.
Maybe
But
so. I don't know. So what happened in court? Were you there more than one day, or did they just take testimony from you there and you split?
I think that we all just got up on the stand to say exactly, you know, those events that happened and when did you walk in, when did you walk out, what was said, and that was about it.
You're in court on the stand, and here's a guy who used to grade your homework and grade your tests, and you're about to put him away. What? That's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
it was a little intimidating. I don't think I'd been in court before that, but he was writing while I was talking. He had on the jumpsuit, and I
Right.
remember he would look at me, and I would try not to look at him, because 14 years old trying to testify. I know
Sure.
when the attorneys were asking me questions, I was nodding my head, and I remember I got scolded by, I don't know if it was the judge or the court reporter, telling me, "You have to answer out loud. We cannot record a head nod." And I thought, "Oh,
Wow.
I just got in trouble." But yeah, I was it was a little intimidating because, I mean, there wasn't anything I could have said that was incriminating. He did what he did, but, I guess 14-year-old thoughts of he's going to get out and he's going to find me for saying what I said, kind of strange.
That's too much Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
I'm
probably too
gonna get
much.
you.
too much Hanna-Barbera or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, look, I was gonna say it's a great story. It's a terrible story, but
terrible.
man,
Yeah.
firsthand account. Um, yeah, I can't say that at 14 I wouldn't have traded walking in on a murder scene to get out of school for a little while, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to each their own.
Right.
Tiffany, I appreciate the time. This is
Yeah, for sure.
ghoulish and weird, and sorry for bringing it back up, but
No, I'm
thanks so much for your time today. This was
yeah.
eye-opening.
Yeah, well, if you need any other information, let me know. Just don't get me killed or nothing.
I think we're good.
Wow. I'd forgotten a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know any of it.
Wow. Yeah, I had forgotten a lot of that stuff.
Chad, you live down by the golf course, and
Mhm.
I lived. I'm not saying it's government cheese town where I lived, but we were close to it. So I didn't run in your circles. You played basketball. But I just, you were just that smiley guy that I had a few classes with every once in a while. It was really smart, and Chad Goucher. Everybody knows Chad. And so I wish we'd have hung out more because you lived by the golf course. At least I could have gotten name brand soda.
Calm down.
Cecil's Cola, and Cola's in parentheses.
Calm down.
All right. So yeah, that's
We've all
it.
had our share of Dr. Thunder, dude. We've all had our share of Dr. Thunder. Let's be honest.
All right. So I didn't know almost any of that. First of all, he didn't have a phone.
Yeah, that was weird to me too, that he would. Yeah, that stood out to me a lot.
What stood out to me was she fell hanging drapes. And just
Yeah,
got her
11 times.
She's clumsy. Look, I'm not good
Yeah.
on ladders. I'm a big round guy, so the center of gravity gets way off when I'm on a ladder. So I got a hold of her autopsy report. It's first of all, it's just so cold. It has to be. It can't be,
Yeah.
like so it's got to be very clinical and very sterile, and it is. What among the troubling things in the autopsy report? Let's see. Also found at the posterior aspect of this laceration are numerous small fragments of apparent woody material. Bruh hit her so hard he left part of the bat in her.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, that's gruesome, man.
yeah, I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, he should have yelled at Tony Sutherland and I a little more. Let's just be honest.
Mark Moore, you go down the court when you miss.
Mark, pass the dang ball.
You got to play defense, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he should have yelled at us a little more. Wow. Yeah, I'm not trying to, make light of that, but man, there's got to be something to that pent up frustration of all of that kind of stuff. Holy cow.
Look, and I'm not completely throwing stones. If I had to work 7 hours a day around middle school kids,
Yeah.
I'm not saying my wife's going to get a bat, but I might be cross with the Wendy's lady on the speaker.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
just say that. There'll be some. There'll be
Yeah,
something.
but man, that's gruesome
And
though.
if I'm a coach, well, here's the deal. Did he come out here for that? Because I did some digging into him. He's from Alabama. And he moved to Oklahoma. Did you know he was from Alabama?
I did, yeah.
Well, he moved to Oklahoma and he worked at Highland East. So evidently he had an education background. And then he went to Highland. He taught at Highland East for 2 years. He did McAllister for a while. And then he went back to Alabama. So I don't know if he moved his wife out here to, try to make things work. I don't know what the story is there. It didn't, Chad. It didn't work out.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. Couple other notes here, quick. Oh, I've got the police report from Moore, which it's just it really lines up with what Tiffany said. I don't know that I could learn anything from this that a person that before everything's dry went in there. We went to school. We went to school with a kid whose dad owned that house.
Okay, I didn't know
Uh,
that. So they were renting that
yeah,
house?
Floyd LaVarnway's dad owned that
Oh,
house.
wow. Okay.
And I remember Floyd telling me, I think that he and his brother Greg went over there to clean up or help his dad, or I don't know how. That's been so long ago, and it was just like it's so otherworldly. The thing is, a couple things that stand out. One, our generation. When I wrote this on Facebook, more comments than not were like, "Oh yeah, killed his wife, didn't he?" It, I think that's just the latchkey kid in us that. All right, move on. I wonder who the new coach is going to be.
Dude, that's almost what it was. And I'm not trying to make light of that or anything. And, my wife, Melissa, was Gordon at the time, for anybody from high school. We were talking about this the other night, and it's just like, if something like this happens today, they shut the school down for like a week, you know?
Oh yeah,
And there's 150 counselors, and, they're handing out juice boxes to everybody and snacks and
and
all the things.
I'm not even throwing rocks at that. That might be the approach to take. I don't know.
I'm saying it's so much better now than what I mean. We literally, it was like, yeah, go get in line. We're gonna do some layups, and it was literally what it was. And we were all like, are we talking about this or not? Okay, we're not. Okay, and so I think that just helped us all kind of repress that stuff.
Hey, today we're just going to pack it down.
We're just going to shove it down in there. Listening to that thing from Tiffany, it was like, oh yeah, now I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that now. I remember that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like repression. I know that's kind of what they said. Just press it to look. Space shuttle blew up. Nobody wanted that to happen. What can you do? It was over the ocean. There's no cleanup.
Yeah.
Like, so wild.
Yeah, it's like they rolled, like you said, they rolled the card in with the VCR and the TV, and then it blows up, and then they just like, well, okay, and they roll it out, and that's it. So
That's kind of right.
yeah.
That's kind of like, well, huh.
Well,
I think we had another shuttle.
Yeah, and, the teacher wasn't prepared because she needed 30 more minutes of space shuttle material to cover the rest of class. So we probably played like, I don't know, 7-Up or some game or who knows what.
Oh, that is exactly right. Mr. Stoll just sat over there and picked at his afro,
Yeah,
his
so
stash.
good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the best white dude afro. That was Neil Sean early journeys. Great afro.
Yeah, that was something. But anyway, but Porterfield though, I mean, I heard for a while he ended up being like a chaplain in the prison, and I don't know if I don't know exactly whatever became of him as whatever, but I know he did get released from prison.
Well, let me tell you, I looked that little bit up too. Let's find it here. I got a couple of things I want to go over there. One, let's pull it up here. He was released. He was paroled in 1989, which means he could have gone to the class of 90s graduation to wish us all luck after. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
He
other
only
thing.
did 3 years in prison?
No, it was 7, 8, 9. I guess it is. He went in 86.
Yeah. And got out in
And
89?
he got out, yeah, before May, because I noticed that he could have come to the graduation and he didn't.
Wow, I can't believe that. What a jerk.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of notes here of import.
How did he only do 3 years for that?
Well, he said he was sorry.
Oh, okay.
Pulling this up. Okay, so I'm reading the release form. Summary order: supervision is terminated. Defendant remains on probation until 6/6 of 2006. Subject to law-abiding conduct and payment of remaining court costs of $30. So he's paid his debt to society, except for that $30. Yeah. I checked with the state. It's still. I might do a GoFundMe to pay his $30.
He's still on the hook for that, huh?
Yeah. So they let him go. He promised to pay, I guess. I checked out. I found him on Facebook. He had moved back to Alabama and had remarried. There was a picture of them sitting on like an outdoor furniture couch together. He had his arm around her. She didn't look like she was blinking to the camera that she needed help.
Right.
So maybe he got it out of his system. Maybe one savage beating did it. He was fine after that.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not sure. So also, I couldn't help but notice. Let's see, on his profile, on his prison profile, it lists his marital status as blank. I'll say
Yeah, I mean,
he was unmarried at the time.
yeah, I would say that. What do you check the widower box on that? What do you do?
I don't know what. I don't know. It's just, boy, to hear Tiffany talk, they had a waterbed. Of course they did. And he went next door. I don't know why that struck me as so odd. He went next door to use the phone. Like,
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
weird.
That kind of.
I mean, I know it was 1986 and all, but we had a couple of phones. And contrary to your
Right.
contrary to your comments earlier, I didn't necessarily live on the rich side of the tracks, but we had 2
You
phones,
did.
you
You
know?
did. You had 2 phones? Come
Oh,
on.
no, sorry. Yeah.
So, I guess I don't know what the takeaway is other than rub some dirt on it, kid. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I just can't believe that. That was, yeah, it was and every once in a while still it comes up in conversations. It's like we'll play that game 2 lies and a truth, you know?
Yeah.
Well, when you tell, "Hey, yeah, my 8th grade basketball coach killed his wife with a baseball bat." You just win with that story.
Right.
And
Right.
but then it's 30 minutes of explaining what?
I never think of it. It popped in my head years ago, and that's tucked away.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
remember,
see here.
but it wasn't just like the teachers and all that, the way the school system handled it. I mean, it was literally like I told you, my dad was like, "Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have practice today." I don't remember I don't remember my mom and dad sitting me down, was like, "Hey, are you cool? I mean, are you guys okay?" What it was like, "When next game's in Enid? Okay, whatever." It was kinda like that. That was just kind of everybody's attitude toward it back then. And
Man,
and I don't think anybody was
everybody.
making light of it, and I don't want it to come across as I'm trying to make a joke or light of it. That's just kinda the way it was.
No, there's nothing to make a joke about. See, we had a teacher at our middle school who beat his wife to death, and the next day there was a substitute, and she was trying to learn the names of the class because, there's homework to do.
Yeah, she's gonna be there for the rest of the year.
Probably. It looks like a long assignment
Yeah,
based on
yeah,
what I can
yeah,
tell. Oh God. So I'm looking at the notes here. I'm looking at the comments from my Facebook post, and you did comment. Let's see. Chad Goucher says that was a crazy morning hearing about that on the radio, and even weirder practice during
yeah,
basketball that afternoon.
yeah.
So did the team say anything?
I don't like I said, I don't I seriously remember, you go in there and you get dressed for practice, and we go out, there's like a little shoot around while everybody gets dressed and all that, and then Dwiggins just called me over and he was like, "Goucher, who's the starters, and how long's practice usually go?" And that was I mean, it's just like, "Okay, 2-line layups, 3-man weave." I don't know, we may have done a couple other things, but no, there was no circle up here. "Hey, Coach Porterfield killed his wife last night." There was
God.
nothing like that.
And of course, you told Wiggins, well, I'm a starter,
Yeah,
also the captain,
yeah, exactly.
and practice is around 20 minutes long.
It's around 20 minutes long, and usually everybody just listens to what I say, and we good, you know?
Right. Hey, coach, remember to have everybody pitch in their $5. I get that every day.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, it was just
God,
like
he was.
I'm sure he was in shock about it. I
Yeah, good
mean,
for him. Well, he gets the tap. Mr. Dighton taps him on the shoulder. All right, the big right hander, you're in today.
yeah,
Porterfield's not here. No, he killed his wife. Oh,
yeah,
that's.
oof.
I wanted to have a big ending here. I wanted to have a moral of the story, and I don't have that.
Wow.
Can you help?
Man,
Chad, tell the people what you do.
I pastor a church in the west side of Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona.
Give it a plug, and I'll put it up on the show notes.
Oh, it's called the Refinery Christian Church, Goodyear, Arizona.
Does the flock know what their pastor went through in early '86?
I don't know that I've ever like told that as like a sermon illustration or anything.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever used it. I think the staff may know about it because we probably played that game or something, you know, 2 Lies and a Truth kind of a thing or something. They may have heard it like that, but if I told the story, it would be what not to do. I mean,
Right. So,
I
gosh,
was I was seriously
Tiffany,
though thankful that you had Tiffany on there. That was some good stuff. That I it seems as soon as she said it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that now, or I remember
I
that
didn't.
now.
See, that's the thing. I didn't remember any of that. I do know that I would struggle at the door with a teacher from my school that's got splatter all over his bald head and uh, told me that, this story, you went in there and you see it. Maybe she didn't fall off a ladder.
Oof.
He's in the closet banging around, bringing out a ladder because he forgot to earlier.
Yeah, I can't believe she saw all that.
Yeah, again, I have a buddy that told me I was like mid 80s. He was riding his bike in a construction site and came across a dead body. They poked it with a stick a couple of times, and he told his dad like the next day. And then the police came out.
Yeah, it's like Stand By Me kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, it was just a different time.
It was,
I
for sure.
I remember telling somebody much younger than us where I had gone on my bike one day, and he's familiar with the layout of Moore. He said, "What in the world? Did you like your dad leave you there for the day to ride your bike?" No, dad left for work in the morning. I took off, and like it's just how we operated.
Yeah, you had like $3 and you could go all day.
That's true.
Yeah, you had a bike and
Uh,
$3. You were good.
so what do we do here? Do I start the GoFundMe to he's paid his debt to society except the $30. I don't
Wow.
know. I don't know what to do
Well,
here.
yeah, I would be interested to know if that's why he had to leave the state because he didn't pay the $30. He couldn't get his driver's license in Oklahoma, so
There was, sir, says you owe $30. It could be anything, court costs, traffic ticket. I have a I have a pretty good idea what I'm just, yeah. But on his Facebook page, when they announced that he died, I guess his wife did, the wife that he decided to let live,
oof.
she posted it and had all these ex-students out in Alabama talking about what a great baseball coach he was and how uh, helpful he was to him. I don't. It's almost like no one out there knew about that till
Yeah,
now.
I can't speak to him being a good. I don't think he was a good basketball coach. He was a good dude. I mean, he treated us fine. I don't think he knew a lot about basketball, but
That bat
he,
speed had to be fantastic. I'm sure he was a
apparently,
great baseball coach.
apparently, he got the gig nobody else wanted in middle school basketball. You know, but I don't
Oh
know what.
man,
Gosh, the moral of the story or something like redeeming to come out of this. I'm struggling to find that, man. I'll have to. I would need to think on that for a while.
other than if that's the case, if he went back to Alabama and there were memories of him being a stand-up guy, and a great coach and a mentor to young men. If that's true, which by all evidence it is, and if he had turned his life around, and the happy pictures on his Facebook page are genuine, I guess that's it. I guess it's a redemption story. Probably should have done more than 3 years though.
Yeah, I mean, I am of the belief that anything can be redeemed. I'm of that belief for sure.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, that doesn't seem like much time in jail for the violence of that crime, for the
That's
gruesomeness of that
nuts.
crime.
Well, I'm just glad Tiffany was there. I'm glad Tiffany went through that for us
Yeah, I was
and
as
could tell the
close to it as
story.
I would want to have been.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. And that's the thing. I didn't have him as a teacher. I didn't play basketball because my 40 time is timed with a sundial. So I rarely, I knew it. I saw him in the cafeteria, and that's it. I just knew him as just amiable, smiley guy that always had a windbreaker on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I talked to someone recently who said the day before it happened in class, he said, "All right, see y'all tomorrow." Like real, like matter of fact. So something snapped.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't seem like it was premeditated to do it like that.
No, I guess that's why he got 3 years. And we did this whole thing, Chad. We did it, and we didn't even mention like burning dinner or trying to come up with a reason why.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's top shelf storytelling is what it is.
Yeah.
Look, I got nothing else. I thought there'd be a big crescendo at the end of this. I've wanted to do this podcast to tell the story. There's people, because of our generation, because of the way it was handled, there are people that went to Highland East like a year after that. They had no idea.
I can totally understand that. It's like it was just not talked about. Yep, I can get it. I can understand.
Well, here we are, bucking the trend.
Here we
Not
are.
only we talk about it, we put it on a podcast episode, and it's going live. So
Here we are. This might be shocking to some folks in Alabama.
it might, yeah. Gee. Oh well.
Yeah.
The celebrity next door, they had no idea.
Oof.
Chad, dude, I appreciate your time so much.
Oh, dude, this is fun. Keep up the good work. Sure is fun stuff.
I appreciate it. All right, we made it. We got through it. That was something. Chad was the perfect guest. I did not know half the things that Tiffany told us about. So that's that. That chapter's closed, literally, and we're moving on. New episodes on Friday. As always, you can find us on our socials, Free Nights and Weekends podcast, on Facebook and on X. Should put it on AOL. They still have a main page. Like it should be my email address. Probably like a MySpace page. Hey, look, I'm brainstorming. No idea is a bad idea, except maybe that last one. Well, rest in peace, everybody involved. Thanks for listening.
What the hell is the bat for? They used to call me Crazy Joe. Well, now they can call me Batman.
Why did you sell that truck you drove in high school?
Because I went to college and it got 8 gallons to the mile. It was awful. Yeah. So,
It was just so cool.
Oh, thanks, man. 54 Ford. That was fun.
Yeah, it was probably more fun than my 86 Isuzu Pup pickup truck.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And I haven't been inside your truck because I didn't get to live on the rich side.
Oh,
I'm so sick of that.
Oh, you're killing me.
The show's over, and I don't know what to do with myself till next Friday.
You could spend hours making your own Free Nights and Weekends t-shirts and coffee mugs, but now there's a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I didn't know what that.
A quality industrial sewing machine could cost more than $20,000 probably. Would you pay $200 for a gorgeous Free Nights and Weekends magnet?
I would.
Probably.
Guess.
Not with this special offer, you won't. Follow the FNAW swag link on this player, and you'll spend a fraction of that on quality FNAW merchandise you crave. No more downloading sketchy copies of design software. No more blacking out with rage, trying to get the typeset all lined up perfectly. We do all that. Follow the link for the finest t-shirts, mugs, koozies, and tumblers, and support the show. Operators are standing by.